Do you feel like, I assume that more people emerged as there are more people, more opportunities. But from your experience, do you feel like that the competition is growing, maybe quantity over quality or still quality? What is it like?
Do you mean competition for what I do, or do you mean just competition generally?
No, what you do, like such as people selling us.
Oh, one man and his dog is a LinkedIn expert these days. Like anybody who was a salesperson who gets fired becomes a LinkedIn expert. It's like, I think there's a couple of parts to LinkedIn, really, when you think about it. There's DMs, there's messages, and a whole load of other features. And what I'm trying to do is say to people that it's features are good, content's good, messages are good, but it's how you use them to get a result that matters. And I think there's a group of people on LinkedIn right now who are obsessed with metrics that don't mean anything. So like likes, comments, impressions. And there's also a group who are doing large volume outreach. And both groups are on the belief that if I get more, I'll be more successful. And 15 years nearly of doing this, I can tell you, more does not mean more success. You'll have had this, Thomas. You will have had conversations with people and you look at their numbers, you look at their impressions, you look at all that stuff and you go, oh my God, I would love to have their numbers. And then they tell you how much they're making and you go, maybe not.
That is a good point.
So the numbers don't necessarily mean success. Yep. And so what I'm focused on first, and it's not ignore metrics, it's not ignore engagement, it's not ignore all that. It's number one, let's make sure you have a plan to get ROI, irrespective of whether you get 10,000 followers or any of that. How can we get you success with the smallest number of people? Because if you get that, it will scale. But going the other way around, going numbers and hoping it will convert is dangerous. I'll give you an example of this, right? If you require lots and lots of engagement or lots and lots of followers or lots and lots of messages to get even a low level ROI, yeah, barely, baseline ROI, if you need lots of that, you have to continually scale. That means more and more prospects, more and more engagement, more. Well, here's the catch. Are you familiar with EasyJet?
Yes, the
EasyJet,
airline.
the airline. Yeah. Right. You know how EasyJet has got standard boarding and speedy boarding. So standard boarding, speedy boarding, you pay a little bit extra and you can go into a queue that gets on the plane first. What happens if EasyJet lets everybody have speedy boarding? It becomes quicker in the standard queue. And that is my point. If you think about the people on LinkedIn in your network as people, and you go, how do I engage that one person? And you do that. And I'll give you an example in my outreach in a second. If you think about profiles as people and really zero in on that, you'll get a higher conversion than the volume. I'll give you an example of that. I send 5 outreach messages a day, and I'll book at least 1 call a day, sometimes 2.
Oh, every day. Nice.
Yeah. 5 a day, every day. You know what they say, 5 a day keeps the doctor away. Yeah. 5 a day. Really focused, really personal. And I'll book 1 call, sometimes 2.
Quality
if you go to a cold email specialist or a cold outreach specialist and said, can I get a 22% meeting booking rate from that? They go, no, it's not possible.
I would regret not asking you, Dean. I'm sure that we could have the whole masterclass and everything, but can you share then maybe some tips? You probably kind of answered it already, but in case there is still something for people who are struggling or kind of starting, maybe tips for the beginners, like a mistake that you see that people do, like some kind of advice.
So I'll start with the basic one, or the simplest one that people forget. People don't buy what you do. They buy what it does for them. Prospects do not care about Dean. They do not care about his products. They do not care about his services. They do not care about Dean. They care about, there's a goal and I'm stuck here. How do I get there? How do I get out of where I am into there? And understanding that that's your message. Whether that's an outreach message, your content, your profile, your message is, hey, if you're here, I've got a way to get you there. And that's fundamentally the core of it. Too many people are saying, hey, this is what I do, and aren't I wonderful? And really it's about, hey, where do you want to be? Where are you stuck? So it's buyer centric. We've got to think about it and make it everything about our buyer. That's number one, fundamental. Number two, the more personal you make it, the more conversational you make it, the more it feels like you understand them, the better. Yeah. And then the other bit I would say is in outreach or in content, you've only got maybe 9 words to hook them and then they're gone. If you don't resonate with them, if you don't provoke interest with them within the first 9 words in DMs or content, they're gone.
Yeah.
Attention spans are shocking.
It comes back to what we discussed before, that we are bombarded with the content and so much stuff around there, so it really needs to hook people.